Halo Cita. Halo Ina. Kedengaran suara?
Aman Pak, gas.
Jelas ya?
Ya, jelas Pak.
Ya. Kita mau bicara ya.
Jam 1 waktu Makassar tuh, Nak. Halo. Halo, Ha.
Besar belum?
Iya.
Oh, sorry.
Ya, halo, halo.
Di luar sebelah sana sudah Bapak, boleh saya anggap ini?
Jam 1 Bun,
Jam 1 ya.
15 menit.
Oke. Nah, saya tutup kamera dulu, Nak.
10 menit Ibu.
Ada Indonesia Raya juga, Kak?
Enggak ada Ji Bu.
Oh iya. Tutupin dulu.
Lagu Oki.
We have Miss
Lagu mana lagunya Ibu Oki?
Madam, we have participant from Bangladesh,
Oki,
Madam.
putar lagunya Ibu dulu sambil nunggu masuk.
Maybe you can say hello with our participant from Bangladesh. Bangladesh and
From Bangladesh.
we have participant from Bangladesh and
Welcome.
welcome in this event.
We have Dr. Enam Albasir.
What about all keynote speaker, Madam? Miss Mutmain.
Waiting, still waiting. Wait.
Social goals outside the edge from Earth till the of the last 5 years. Most survey of attention. When she goes out to her shop, leaving her own child behind, picking for attention from her until she came back, existed changed with negative energy because of the hardship that is very little patient is lived. Mind you, we don't deny the importance of giving and working to build our dear society, but does not that is conflict with the family's construction and the rest, especially in the light of the practical ability to focus and work from all through various complicated channels. This completely opens the door for the
Vika mau tahunya karya. What about all keynote speaker, Madam Mutmainna? Hi, Madam Hafsa.
Wait. Sebentar mau masuk. Tunggu.
Sudah live di YouTube ya, Kak?
Play lagu dulu, Ci Fitra. Oke. Sambil menunggu. There is a Dr. Gomati Fitra, the keynote speaker.
Nama sana Pak Mai di Siola Olata Mesa Akata anak Mesa Peolo tuo sia masei mamis pecawana mamis topalowana tuo sia maama pamasei palu area mikede dioria tonganga di lapana di wutu mambesa siola ola siwali pari Dita mandar Dita dia sayangi Mario nyawa nama sana Pak Mai di sini
Hai sayang. Hai. Hai. Abi ai.
Mesa Akata anak Mesa Peolo tuo sia masei mamis pecawana mamis topalowana tuo sia maama
disampaikan kepada mahasiswa yang atau partisipan yang belum di mute ya, suaranya jangan lupa di mute ya, tadi banyak kedengaran suara-suara bising. Jadi jangan lupa di mute ya, tombol mute-nya di situ supaya enggak kedengaran.
Host.
Hello, welcome Miss Rulaj and Keleda. Hello. From Kosovo, hi. Nice to see you.
Good morning.
Oh, morning in Kosovo ya. Oh, yeah, nice to see you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Hello, everybody. Miss, put mine now ada bapak cannot speaker, Miss.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome, Mrs. Gomati. From UK
Okay.
International Qualification.
Hello.
Hello. Am I audible? Yes, ma'am. Yes, exactly. Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon in your time, right?
Afternoon.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Cita Siti Muntakaba.
I've been host in this event. Okay, first of all, I would like to say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has give us the mercies and blessing so we can meet together in this event, virtual international conference. And the second, salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam who has brought us from the darkness to the lightness. Well, we would like to inform you that this session there are 12 keynote speakers who will be delivering their ideas regarding empowerment women in the digital era. Well, please welcome to our participants from around the world attending this virtual international conference by PKP UNASMAN. Next, this event will be handled by moderator. The moderator is Nur Hafsa Yunus MPD, lecturer from Education Faculty Al Azhar Mandar University, West Sulawesi, Indonesia. Without further ado, please welcome our moderator, Time Misur.
Yeah, maybe Miss Gita, before you give me a chain, what about if our rector, Dr. Haji Auduria Sabun MSI, will give us opening speech, yeah, before the panelists delivering their speech today. Please, ma'am.
I didn't hear the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Times is yours, ma'am. Yeah.
Hey, sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon for all of the audience. First time I would like to say hello to all of the new keynote speaker. Before that, I want to say my excellencies for the chairman of Al Azhar Mandar Foundation, Kiai Haji Muhammad Sahabuddin. And then the Honorable Dr. Rasa Yusuf, project manager for Upper Egypt sector in New Horizon, Egypt. The Honorable Afroza Akhtar Tina, Daffodil International University or DIU, Bangladesh. The Honorable Professor Alexis Arizabal Enriquez, ED, Point D, Abra State Institute of Sciences and Technology, Benguet Campus, Benguet, Abra, Philippines. And the Honorable Dr. Nuraini SPD, MPD, Universitas Negeri Makassar, Indonesia. The Honorable Professor Fides del Castillo, ED, Point D, De La Salle University of Manila. And the Honorable Professor Dr. Gada Tosan Abdul Al-Latif, Benishif University, Egypt. And the Honorable Professor Lulaj Enkelada, Faculty of Management in Tourism, Hospitality and Environment University, Haksi Zeka, Kosovo. The Honorable Dr. Rima Abdullah Al-Kani, Virtual New Life University, Syria, Arab Republic. And the Honorable Dr. Rachel Luna Perata, Instituto de Formação Turística de Macau, Macau SAR, Lahore College for Women University, Pakistan. And then the Honorable Dr. P. Patini, MA, MPhil, PhD, MCG, MPhil, Director, Center for Human Studies at Heritage College for Women, Chennai. And the Honorable Dr. S. Gomati, Computer Science or PhD, Kristamanal College for Human, Computer, India. as well as the participants from around the world. Welcome to our virtual conference held by the Women's Studies Center of UNASMAN. First of all, let us express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the blessing and mercy so we can gather in the future international conference. And to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to the brightness. Al Azhar Mandar University, or UNASMAN, was established in 1975, marked by the establishment of two colleges named SDKIP and STIP. Then in 2004, through the Minister of Education Decree number 59/D/2/2004 on 27 April 2004, merged into one institution, namely Al Azhar Mandar University. Al Azhar Mandar University, or UNASMAN, have 6 faculties, namely faculties of education, faculties of social science and government, faculty of religion, faculty of health, of agriculture, and then faculty of informatic computer. With a total of 3,000 active students, this university is the forerunner of establishing the province of West Sulawesi. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a massive growth in internet use in Indonesia. Over the post-decade, Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Informatik, we call that Kementerian Komunikasi Informasi dan Teknologi Republik Indonesia, or Kominfo, reported that there was 82 million internet users in 2014, and Indonesia has the 8th highest number of internet users in the world. Of the 56% are men and 44% are women, and internet penetration is 29% of the total population. However, there remains a gender gap in Indonesian internet users, with many Indonesian women still not knowing how to effectively use digital media or the internet. Indonesian Ministry of Human Empowerment and Child Protection, who stated that the field of ICT is still dominated by men, while women are often just objects. It is necessary to improve women's digital media literacy so they can support the potential of the nation. Women have been excluded from governance for many centuries. The lack of access to ICT could reinforce that marginalization if women don't master the technology and began speaking about the future of ICT, their place in it. Women's empowerment action in ICT have been emerging in Indonesia over the past few years through social or community organization. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 vital aspects for empowerment. First, meaningful access related to access digital information are, first, meaningful access related to access digital information and each individual's ability to use technology to enhance social living. Second, motivation doesn't relate to the ability to use technology, but also to what is done with the use of this technology. The third, empowerment involves the social capacity of individuals to actively and confidently use digital media. Women's improvement has several aims, enhancing women's ability and leadership to actively participate, to bargain position, to organize small or medium-sized or large enterprises, to open employment opportunities, and to change the rules and the function of women's organization of local levels, as the media can support women to become active participants in the Living Local program. ICT can bring major improvement to the economic, political, and social empowerment of women and the promotion of gender equality. Media literacy is not only the simple development of interpretive skill, but also involves a series of digital production skills that include the ability to create, to be critical, and to be contribute, as well as the consume the digital content. Moreover, new media or digital media literacy is a social and cultural skills that are developed in networking and established on traditional literacy like reading and writing, research skills, and also a critical analysis skill of media. Digital literacy programs must go beyond training or teaching the basic ICT skill of how to use the technology and include the context of where and when to apply the skills. Knowledge and information, therefore, the participant needs the confidence to appreciate safely in a digitally environment, and also ICT training leads to more enhanced self-confidence and to improve women's lives. Finally, congratulations on participating in this international virtual conference on empowering women in the digital era and a series of supporting activities. Hopefully, what we do today will be beneficial for Indonesia progress and all the country in the world. Stay safe and healthy. Wallahul mu'afiq ila aqwamit thariq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for your opening speech today. Yeah, as a rector of Al Azhariyah Mandar University. Once again, thank you, ma'am. And then all participants, the virtual conference as time empowerment women held by perempuan or studies women center. Yep. Oh, yeah, to all participants, please unmute your audio. Once again, to all participants, please unmute your audio. Thank you very much. Terima kasih untuk kerjasamanya. Next, the panelists would like to present their idea or paper today. There are 11 panelists or keynote speaker. Yeah. Maybe the first, I would like to give the chain for Mrs. and Kreda Lulech. Hello. Are you ready? Yeah. Please, your audio, Miss Lulech and Kreda. Yeah.
Thank you.
Before that, I would like to present you this. Your time is 10 minutes, yeah, to present, to delivering your idea. Yeah. Okay, so
thank you.
All participants, Miss Lulech Kreda is from Faculty of Management in Tourism, Hospitality and Environment, University Hexizeka, Kosovo. Wow, from Kosovo. So, ma'am, time is yours, yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Greetings to all of you. Thank you for inviting me. Pleasure to be part of this conference. I am Engeli Dalulay, State of the Kosovo. I am work at the University Haji Zeka, Faculty Management, Tourism, Hospitality and Environment. I am Doctor of Finance and Accounting at the University Haji Zeka. Now, what a beautiful topic, empowerment, women. Please wait. Empowerment women in the digital area. I think that women are very clever and very power. The economic of thinking way, budget education and management, the necessity for well-being of households. The reason why I chose this lectures of my research is to look at how much knowledge women have to manage finances. Now you can see in this figure purpose, methods, and data. The purpose of this lecture is, firstly, my goal was to know how good budget managers are households in Kosovo and where they differ from other countries, especially for emergencies. Another goal is to know if women or men are the best budget managers in all research countries. Who has more need for financial education or financial advisor? The data collection, I collected the data through fieldwork in some places and in some places through the online questionnaires. And the methods I used the cluster and DMC or multidimensional scaling. Now, in this on this slide, why budget education? Households need for budget education. Countries, Kosovo, my country, state of the Kosovo, WPSC, Western Balkan countries, and the Europe Union, state of the Europe. Variables are included in this topic, or my lecture is 14 variables. Results from analysis clusters and DMC. Now, in this figure, we can see the variables. Item 1, gender, age, profession, incomes, sufficient information to make financial budget discussion. Item 6, awareness of the importance of financial insurance. Next, item 7, proper planning for budgetary financial future. Saving money as in assistance after retirement. Next, item 9, creating an emergency fund to overcome crises or meeting budgetary financial needs for 1 to 12 months in a case of loss of work or ability to work for a while. Now, item 10, registration of all transactions for budget incomes. Registration of all transactions for budget expenses. Item 12, saving and investing is important for better well-being or welfare. The need for a financial advisor, and in the end, 14, variable budget practice and control. Cluster analysis is including 3 observations. First observation or group is my country, state of the Kosovo, and now European Union or state of the Europe, example, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, etc., and Western Balkan countries, example, Albania, Montenegro, Macedonia, Bosnia, etc. Now we can see in this slide the results for the variable. For item 1, emphasize that both genders need to increase self-awareness for budget management, but at the same time, both genders can be good budget managers in a case of budget awareness. Item 2, emphasize Kosovo and Western Balkan countries. Don't forget, item 2 is age. Emphasize that age is important for budget management, while European Union emphasize that age, it is not important, but the budget awareness of the age group. To the item 3, the greatest response gave Western Balkan countries, which says the profession is important for increasing knowledge about financial management. Then is Kosovo, and in the end, European Union gives low rating for that, emphasize that the profession does not have an important role if people have better or weak knowledge and management. This depends on their interest in how much they want to be education about budget management. Item 4, all 3 observations have the same opinion that education and management helps to realize and save incomes. It means that welfare or well-being and financial stability do not depend on the amount of income, but on education and budget management. Item 5, the highest value is European Union, or example, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, Austria, etc., while the Western Balkan countries and Kosovo has less information about making financial decision. Item 6, higher value for the importance of financial insurance has European Union than to Western Balkan countries and Kosovo. Item 6 is variable for 6, better planning for financial future they do, European Union and Western Balkan countries, but even Kosovo is not too far from the first 2 observations. Item 8, regarding savings as assistance after retirement, the highest value have the countries of Western Balkan countries than Europe Union countries. Item 9, the emergency funds in extreme cases are more like it from European Union countries than Western Balkan countries and Kosovo. Item 10 and 11, for the registration of all transactions for income and expenses, Kosovo has the lowest average after Kosovo is Western Balkan countries, and the highest average has European Union countries. To the 12, more interest have European Union countries and Western Balkan countries, but also Kosovo, it's not too far from them in the interest of savings and investment. Item 13, need for a financial advisor in the 3 services is Kosovo, European Union, and Western Balkan countries has the same average. The item 4 in the end, result for variables in the end practice and small budgetary financial control has Kosovo, and the higher value has European Union. After cluster analysis, we can make in the DMC analysis or multidimensional scaling. This is the statistic in this case is too close to 0, which means that the choice of this variable is appropriate to give recommendation. in the slide of the budget of education. What should household do in the future? For every countries, both genders need to increase budget awareness and that they need a financial advisor during the advisal. You can see in this figure future thinking for budget education, especially for this my country and the Western Balkan countries for a certain and improvement. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your pension. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Miss Relation Kleda, your time already 10 minutes. Yeah. All participants, if you have some questions for the keynote speaker or panelists, you can write your question on box chat, your application, Zoom application, you can write, or at the last session, you can raise your hand, yeah? Okay, the next panelist who will be delivering their idea or paper is from India, Mrs. Gomati, the teaching consultant from International. Please, ma'am.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 minute.
As a teaching consultant, UK International Qualification Limited. Please, where is Mrs. Gomati? Yeah, your time is 10 minutes to delivering your idea. Time is yours. Please, madam. Your audio. Yeah, please check your audio. Yeah.
Yeah, is this clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. Very happy to see you all here, and thanks for inviting me for this wonderful conference, digital women empowerment in digital era. So that is a famous quote which is said by APJ Abdul Kalam, like, when women are empowered, a society with stability is assured. So with this quote, I just want to initiate the women empowerment, how women has been empowered, like compared with the ancient India, how it is they have empowered now, and how they have improved their positions now. So that is, I'm Gomati, and I'm a teaching consultant in international qualification. So principles of women empowerment. So what is exactly the women empowerment is? Like establishing high-level corporate leadership for gender equality, treat all women, men and women fairly at work, respect and support human rights, non-discrimination, ensure the health, safety and well-being of all women and men workers, promote education, training and professional development for women. So apart from this, we have many principles there, but I personally feel like this is the most important principles which everybody should follow in order to empower women. So women in digital era. So how women have been changed in the digital era. So they are having more decision-making power. So now I can see many women can make their own decisions. Their freedom of movement, like they can go everywhere and they can explore their works, and access to education. So most of the women and children are very easy to access the education, and access to employment and exposure in media as well. And there is this one thing which is developed by Google, that is a Mind the Gap, is the research organization which is developed by Google, which is established by a group of female engineers. This is the special thing, female engineers from a Israel Google, so which is in collaboration with the Israel National Center Computer Teachers. So what is speciality in this Google Mind the Gap is the groups of female high school students are brought into the Google office each every month. That is to show them like what is a computer and how they can get more education and career opportunities in the field. So after doing this, really 60% of the girls have chosen to study the computer science. So that is the first major initiative. And next one is Tomorrow's Engineer, which is shines a spotlight on engineering careers in a way that young people and particularly girls may have never considered before. Like this is also a very good initiative which is taken before in order to make the girl child and women to come forward from their position. So what can be a big change? How we can change is the equal and affordable access to ICTs. Like we have to give all the people like childs who are from village and who are from rural developed and underdeveloped area. So we have to give them and more affordable access to ICTs and protecting women and girls from cyber related threats, because since we are talking about digital era, so the most problem will be of cyber related threats will be directly through the internet and all. So we have to protect the girls from the cyber related threats and providing the best opportunity for training and access to jobs in the technology sector, and addressing the leaky pipeline that sees women leave these jobs. So most of the women leaves the jobs because of children's and problem in the company where they're working, the environment which is not suitable for them. And so we have to just focus on how they can be in that particular position where they can they can improve themselves more. So technology which can help break down these barriers holding women back. So which is holding women back is that they cannot easily communicate, or they cannot easily learn. If the women are from rural areas, they cannot easily understand, they cannot easily explore the opportunities. So in order to overcome those things, we can just go with the technology and we can reach the technology to that particular areas. So how we can reach the technology is like creating technologies that empower women and entrepreneurs, and by helping them more economically and independent. So we have to create technology where women can be easily empowered and women can learn how to be a businesswoman and a successful businesswoman. Next one is developing analytics, which will better understand and continually reassess the status of women and progress on the gender parity. So analytics, so basically I'm from data analytics domain, so I just want to create an analytics where we can find out how the women are, like what is the status of the women. And online jobs now, it can be easy to help the students, help the women's in order to fulfill their jobs and their daily needs. But nothing can be changed if difference for women unless we end the digital gender divide. So everybody, even our women should understand, like we have to come forward. So I finally want to finish with a famous quote by Swami Vivekananda, that is, there is no chance for the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. So thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gomati from India. Yeah.
India. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for all participants, please, if you have some questions for the panelists or keynote speaker, you can write your question on chat box, or you can raise your hand. Yeah, if Mrs. Lula Chancellor talking about the budget management for education, Mrs. Gomati talking about how the women.
Ma'am, sorry,
next,
can you come
I
again?
will invite Mrs. Ikra Akram. Ikra Akram from Lahore College for Women University, Pakistan. Where are you? Can you hear me? Mrs. Ikra.
Assalamualaikum.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum, Mrs. Ikra.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, yeah. Yeah, so Mrs. Ikra Akram, she's from
everyone can
Lahore
hear me?
College for Women University, Pakistan. Yeah, I would like to, you can present your idea or paper for 10 minutes, yeah? Mrs. Ikra, please, Mrs. Ikra, don't unmute your audio. Your audio. Yeah, check your audio. We can't hear you. Okay.
Now, is it clear now?
It's clear now.
Now, is it audible? Then I just to the others, and they are talking about the statistics of the education and the analytics of the education. It's clear for me to talk about the most discussionable point, women empowerment in the digital era. I just wanted to discuss the problems faced by the working women in their professional lives. Although I can share my screen here. Can I share my screen here?
Yeah. Just continue your speech. Yeah. Just continue.
I am unable to share my screen.
Yeah, we hear you.
You can't hear. Can you see my screen?
Oh, sorry, this unstable.
I think it's there is an issue, and I am unable to share my screen here. So I will continue with the audio. Is it possible?
Yeah.
Okay. In my perspective, women empowerment is a basic human right, women's right to be empowered with the decision-making process, with the decision-making process, and with the authority within the rights of the social and cultural and Islamic limitations. They can empower their rights within the social and cultural and Islamic limitations. When we talk about this, we should empower the women to take their responsibilities and to take their actions and to take their authority and to empower them in the every field of life. So I would like to justify the women's right into different components. Women's sense of self-worth, their right to have to determine choices, and their right to have to access to opportunities and resources, their right to have the power to control their own lives, both within and outside the home. And their ability to influence the direction of social change and to create a more just social and economic order, nationally and internationally. In my point of view, women's empowerment, when we talk about the realities of the life and we see towards the women empowerment, in Pakistan, I just saw the women are facing too many problems and issues in their social and political and professional environment. Although when they are going towards the professional life, first of all, they faces their family issues, their social issues, their gathering issues. After that, when they goes into their professional life, they are facing glass ceiling effect, glass door effects, which are just affecting their mental and psychological abilities, which is the discourse of this digital era. And when they are working in their professional life, they are also facing, because we are talking about the digital era, they are facing cyberbullying, although, which is affecting badly their psychological issues. They got into the mental illness. They got they can get a psychological, post-psychological traumas, and they're creating many issues in between their professional life. And after that, political system is not comparing them with the international people's digitalization of a variety of opportunities for female empowerment and for a more equal female participation in labor markets, financial markets, and entrepreneurship. Currently, digitalization seems to favor female labor force that faces lower risk of being replaced by machines as compared to male labor force. Women often superior social skills represent a comparative advantage in the digital age. And this is particularly so when social skills are complemented within higher education and vast digital literacy. However, the same barriers and deficits that obstruct women's current advancement in many countries may deprive them from many beneficial opportunities in the digital age. So we have to conclude them with the opportunities by training the minds of the people. By training the peoples with some awareness opportunities through some walks and through some awareness campaigns. By educating them through the curriculum in the mainstream schools and the universities and the colleges although. Digital skills are increasingly important. Digital literacy has become a prerequisite for employment opportunities in nearly all sectors. 95% of workers in large businesses and 85% in medium-sized businesses use the internet as part of their job. Over 40% of those using software at work every day do not have the skills required to use digital technologies effectively. Workers with no computer experience earn around 10% less than those with the most basic computer skills. In Europe, 12 million more digitally unskilled women than men. ICT creators are shaping our societies. Encouraging girls, we have to encourage girls and women into ICT studies, which are lacking in the field of the ICT, because it includes computer science in the school curriculum, train teachers and support parents and women also, provide female role models, involve students in hands-on STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and activities relating to these subjects. Create learning environment that foster inclusiveness for female students in STEM. At the last, I would like to conclude the challenges. The digital evolution opens new windows of opportunities for the G20 to spur their goal of gender equality. The digital revolution characterized by artificial intelligence, big data, cloud, computing, and mobile robotics could improve female participation in economic life and enhance the economic and social autonomy of women, at least in 3 ways. First of all, we should have to mobile and digital technologies offer women the potential to bypass some of the traditional and cultural mobility barriers, particularly in emerging and developing countries. Digital technologies could help women access new markets, work flexibly and distantly. In this pandemic situation, most of the women, we couldn't say that most of the women, some of the women are doing these type of technologies, using these type of technologies to cater and mobilize their barriers. Secondly, women quite often possesses superior social skills, which can be expect increasing reward on labor markets in the digital age. Such social skills are often a feature of women-dominated jobs, and they include, for instance, a heightened sense of responsibility toward the wide community, greater empathy, more effective communication, and a greater willingness to adapt to changing circumstances. They should help women avoid the enormous employment losses from autonomization, which in developing countries are predicted to account for up to 60% of all jobs over the next 2 decades. It is worth noting that little is known about the effects of digitalization on labor market in emerging and developing countries. Third, the female social skills advantage could be developed even further, complemented by competencies in abstract or cognitive skills and advanced digital literacy, which become a core requirement in the digital age. Such skills complementarize are expected to increase, and they could open the way for women into better paying management and leadership type of jobs. This is a greater challenge because globally, when we see globally, we have just 5% of women in the higher level. On the higher level, we have to increase this rate of leadership of women in the at the global level. Current gender inequalities may prevent women from fully benefiting from opportunities offered by digitalization. Women often find themselves trapped into a vicious circle where current gender gaps hinder the challenges for future improvements. Thus, prevailing legal and cultural restrictions toward female autonomy in many emerging and developing economies tend to prevent women from accessing digital devices that could help overcome some of these restrictions. And even in the most developed countries, lower female enrollment rates in higher education, especially in the STEM fields. STEM fields are science, technology, engineering, mathematics, that deters women from fully realizing the chances offered by digitalization. According, women are at risk of missing out on the most promising job of the digital age. Digitalization is likely to create a vast variety of new opportunities for entrepreneurship too. Current gender instances like gaps in entrepreneurial skills, lack of developed social networks for female business founders, insufficient number of female role models of entrepreneurship, and prevalences of financial constraints may keep women from recognizing and pursuing these entrepreneurial opportunities. If women are to realize their full potential in the digital age, the government need to target these current gender gaps. Many of these gender imbalances can effectively be addressed by means of developing new digital technologies. After describing the challenges and discussing these challenges, and after that, what we have to do, what the government should do, government should have to establish an early warning system for potential adverse effects of digitalization on gender equality and redesign existing government programs to foster women's economic and digital inclusion. Help women complement their social skills with higher education and advanced digital skills. Support high quality online platform to foster women's entrepreneurial skills. Popularize innovative web-based instruments that provide female entrepreneurs access to financial capital. I would like to conclude on these words that we could do all these things, but we can't do all these things without training the minds of the mindsets of the people. We have to train the minds of the whatever we could do. Whatever we do is nothing less if the man is not going to understand what we are going them to understand. Though to let these steps do forward, we must have to train the minds of the men to minds of the women to change our culture and to foster these recommendations in our societies. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Easy Sikakram from Pakistan. Very idea. Yeah? Before we continue to the next panel, I will extend our greeting to participants from Algeria in Baghdad. Good morning. Participant from Algeria and Baghdad, good morning. Yeah. So next, we will continue to the fourth panelists, Mrs. Afroza Ahdartina from Daffodil International University, DIU, Bangladesh. Are you here? Are you hear me? Mrs. Afroza Ahdartina? Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. It's morning over here, so very good morning. I can hear all of you clearly. Thank you. So first of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Conference Authority for inviting me to this wonderful conference, because it's a very important topic which I think should be discussed in a conference, in a platform like this. So thank you for organizing with such a wonderful topic. Well, my focus would be on how digitalization has empowered women in today's world, because we are talking about women empowerment, everywhere. And the conference also focuses on this topic precisely. Well, first of all, let us look how this digitalization and advancement of technology has done actually. Well, they have presented a vast area of innovative and dynamic opportunities, especially for female. And if we consider our economic empowerment, well, these two, this digitalization and advancement of technology, have a very, very significant role in terms of providing us with this huge and dynamic and diversified opportunities. And secondly, well, the chance for a gendered balance across financial markets, labor markets, and entrepreneurship as well. Well, particularly in emerging and developing countries like us, we can say like Bangladesh, well, digital technologies provide women with the opportunity to overcome many dominant cultural, traditional, and mobility barriers. Now, if we think of some very developed countries, maybe the scenario is a bit advanced over there, but we are not so much behind, you know, as a developing country, or even the new emerging countries. So yes, this has a very, very significant impact in our life. Now, recently, this digitalization, well, it is favoring female labor force, and we can't ignore that. That's because probably it lowers the risk of being replaced by machines as compared to male labor force, which is a significant point, which should be noticed, you know, at this moment, because compared to male labor force, we are at lower risk and being replaced by machines. So this is something very important. And also the superior women definitely superior social skills represent a comparative advantage in this digital age. And well, this is particularly when social skills are complemented with higher education and advanced digital literacy, because women are not in that position these days where they are thinking twice to get themselves admitted into a university. Now they're directly entering into the university after the secondary or higher secondary. They have that opportunity. So yes, now this is an advantage. If we look at the ways how they have helped this digitalization and technological advancement, how they have helped us, well, the first point which we should keep in our mind is the power of internet. Of course, we can't ignore that. Okay, the huge power of internet. It helped us a lot. It is helping us a lot. And secondly, campaigns centered around women's rights and inclusion at the center of public debate. Well, we see that there have been several campaigns since the beginning of this digitalization around women's rights, and these campaigns have made us more aware of our rights, of our position, of our power. So this has been a serious concern of debate since the beginning. And in this regard, I would like to add some movements like Change the Ratio, Equal Pay, and Me Too. We all are familiar with Me Too movement, even we are not that much concerned about the Change the Ratio, Equal Pay, but Me Too also, these have certainly helped to propel the momentum. And now the areas where we have developed, Well, we should keep this in our mind that, well, women are everywhere now, everywhere, due to this digitalization and this technological advancement, of course, and due to the power of internet, which they have in their hands at this moment. Now, first of all, let me focus on the point entrepreneurship. Well, SMEs, of course, we are familiar with this term. They're fundamental drivers of job creation, economic dependence, and empowerment for women. But across the international realm, they're also serving to empower women through fostering digital literacy. So this is significant. And the next point, obviously, I would like to focus on societal barriers. Well, through this digital advancement, we can now speak against injustice. Now we can speak, and we speak actually. And like social barriers or gender issues, gender biasness, and well, this power was not earlier before this digital advancement in that way, especially when I consider my country. So yes, it has changed our life. And what about the international initiatives? We have been through so many international initiatives, you know, these days, where G2 is a foremost significant thing. And it has a plan to use these existing government programs, especially in developing and emerging economies, for further female empowerment. So G2 is directly actually helping us to promote, programs in such ways so that we can be economically and financially advanced. Well, some of the very important points under this movement, which I would like to mention, are establish an early warning system for potential adverse effects of digitalization or gender equality, redesign existing government programs to foster women's economic and digital inclusion, help women complement their social skills with higher education and advanced digital skills in all G20 countries, support high-quality online platforms to foster women's entrepreneur skills, and popularizing innovative web-based instruments that improve female entrepreneurs' access to financial capital. So these are G20's mottos, and now we hope that very soon we would would be able to flourish with all the other different things and would be able to keep up this spirit like the way we have been engaging ourselves in several areas. So that was all from my part. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mutmain, Dr. Mutmain, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, host and co-host. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, Mrs. Avrosa Argentina. It's really a wonderful presentation. How digitalization and advancement of technology, it's really suitable with our theme today, our topic today, yeah, the empowerment of women in digital era. So we'll continue the next panelist, Dr. Padmini MA, MPhil, PhD, MCG, MPhil as a Director Center for Human Studies, ATH College for Women, Chennai. Yeah, time is yours, ma'am. I hear me? It's clear, yeah? Ms. Padmini? Yeah. Where is Ms. Padmini? Okay. I will looking for Mrs. Padmini. Yeah. Maybe if Ms. Padmini is not joined with us until now, we will continue to the next, yeah. Maybe after that. Mrs. Rima Al-Khani.
I'm here.
Yeah. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining with us.
For the introduction, it's an honor to be given to appreciate to speak in this conference, and I would like to thank the university and the team who worked hard to make this happen.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, this is the organization Women Study Center of State University of Al Syariah Manda. Become the committee who's joined the virtual conference. Yeah, what about Mrs. Rima Alkani? Are you ready to deliver your presentation today?
Yes, that is.
Yeah, time is yours.
That is. I'm Dr. Rima Khani from Syria. I'm a researcher and literature writing, and I have more than 30 books. And I'm established for San al-Thaqafa website for the researcher and the writing. And I like the research and the typing. Thank you. We begin. The Muslim woman in the whole of society. 10 minutes only, sorry?
Minutes only, ma'am.
Yes, no problem, I try. For a long time, this saying has been repeated, sorry, for a long time, this saying has been repeated, women are half of society. I see that this, our dear reader, as a theoretical thing that contain a lot of injustice towards womankind. That's because I consider here to be the whole of society, and man is a part of her and has the lion's share in that because his well-being is the well-being of society as a whole, and her corruption is the corruption of society as a whole. Now, the axis of the study. First, the Muslim women between old and new. The second, models of successful Muslim women. The third, summary. Now, the Muslim woman between old and new, we can't regard all of society as one model that to be followed. This is the nature of the universe and realistic thing. But society, and especially women, can be treated in the light of what she offers for herself, her family, and society. In what I called accomplishment, we classify her past on that as I see it into certain category, among them the Kotic woman, the domestic woman, the effective woman. Because the time I can't explain this, no problem. Now, models of successful Muslim women. What do mean by the effective woman? It's not enough for one to be successful for him to be rendered at success. He has to affect those around him at least, so that we can be confident in him particular effectiveness. Edor is a secret form of the verb to do, which means to do something with vigor. So someone who is energetic about that they love find it important the announce that thing in order to introduce what that does to people and the spread general benefit. What I care about from that were said are the recommendations that were produced by the conference, which were interested in the course, of course. Even if all of it was implemented, it's enough to spread in the interest of making an attempt. That most important recommendation, which everyone agreed to, were many among them. First, changing the stereotype and the negative concepts around womankind by pleasing curriculum for eradicating in at opposing of form for discrimination and violence against women. Second, founding a fighting and motivation environment through revoking the partnership of egalitarian by law and by fact in the member state of Islamic Convention Organization. Third, taking effective measure and expending real effort to eradicate poverty among women and bettering their living condition in order to rise with their situation and the guarantee of equal participation decision making. Fourth, the reinforcement of women's right to parity of opportunity and participation in all kinds of peaceful and humanitarian activities when it comes to decision making. Fifth, reinforcing law and regulation with guarantee giving equal salary and benefit between men and women for the same work. Sixth, designing programs that eradicate the negative attitude towards women inside the family and in school and universities and in various organizations and institutes. Now, among the creative Syrian, we mention now a few examples about it. Shadia Al-Rifai, the Syrian American and the two, Dr. Dania Al-Khani, she came first ahead of her 9 competition to win a national competition that's run by the Canadian Association to Dentistry. Third, Cyrene Hamsho, she received an international patent for designing a wind turbine system at 2015. She was recognized by BBC from 100 women, and she appeared in final of the program's international edit found in 2016. That is. Now the summary. And now, in no way is it possible to look down on these women who were up to the responsibility and were able to raise a Muslim generation that was capable of managing its life with wisdom and knowledge and success. And being education among this group doesn't mean be successful at all, but scientific accomplishment, specifically can be considered as keeping up with that neutralization of the literary effort that dominate society. Dr. Abdullah Al-Khani, my father, the late president of the Nation Council in Damascus and international arbiter has said, we are no longer in need of the words of literature and art as much as we need generation that appreciate science and work in it with confident step. That is the subject, the researcher. Thank you, you all, for listening. There is yet plenty to cover. I wish you can reach me anytime to get further in details. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rima. Yeah, she is from Virtual New Life University Syria, Syrian Arab Republic. Thank you very much. Now, before we continue to the other panelists, there is some question from participant that I will read to all of panelists who has been presenting their ideas before. Yeah, the first question: how to support women to be equality with men? Yeah, how to support a woman to be equality with men? Yeah,
that's a question.
Yeah,
that's
the question. So, yeah, Rima Al-Khani, please.
That's not difficult. The woman in the head house, her house is queen, and not problem as the man in his working. This again, it's very good. The equal for the sexual, the equal for the good life. That is not only that is.
Okay, that's all. This from Rima. Now, what about the other panelists? Maybe Lula Chen Kalada, you will answer the question.
Sorry?
On the other panelists, maybe will answer the question. Same question, yeah. The other panelists. How to support women, the equality with the men. This is the yeah. What's going on, Mrs. Rima Al-Khani?
I don't understand the questions, please.
I will repeat, yeah. How to support women to be equality with the men.
Yes, I see. If the man and the woman successful in the life, that is the equal. No problem. The problem is the woman and the man in outside the house. Not that's the matter. The matter for successful in house and out house. We need the women in the house. We need for the children. We need it.
Hello.
If he's successful in his house, that is equal. If the man outside is successful, that is the equal. That is. We don't need the woman and the man outside the house. Not the matter. The matter is for successful.
Yeah, I see. Dr. Alexis Arisabel Enriquez, I see your
yes.
Yeah.
I'm alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, men shouldn't see women as competitors, right?
Yeah.
They should not see us as competitors, rather they must see us as partners. All right. At the moment they would see us as competitors, conflicts would come in. Well, this is about women and this is about us. All right. I'm sure we have already gone through a lot of experiences, even in home, even in work. I primarily is really very, very endowed with speaking about empowerment of women. I have a lot of experiences to share, but the moment we women would be seen as competitors by men, that's their problem, and that's where conflict would come in.
Oh my God! The woman can be outside and inside the house. No problem.
We can do both ways. We can be good household. We can do good household chores. We can do them perfectly, but we can also be someone who we are outside of the home. That's empowerment.
If the woman is very strong and very, very good,
Yes.
that is.
Yes,
that
we
is.
should
Not
not.
all
We
the
should not.
women.
Yes, we should not be only conform ourselves in the house. That's not for
That is.
women. The house is not
That
for
is.
women. Thank you.
I see. I see. That is.
Really a good
That is.
answer from Mrs. Dr. Alexis, and we can also remark, honey. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
That is.
Okay. Yeah. What about Afros Tina? And your opinion? This is the question from a participant. Yeah. Maybe enough for the first question. Yeah. We continue to the second question. What is the handle women to be equality in digital era?
That is the question.
I will repeat. Sorry.
Please.
Yeah. What is handle women to be equality in digital era?
Visitor area?
No. Yeah. Maybe next year skip. I think it's very interesting question. Tell us about women in your country, the equality program to empower them in many aspects. I repeat, yeah. Tell us women in your country, the equality, the program to empower them in many aspects. Yeah, of course.
The women.
Yeah,
the women of my country.
Different countries has different ways to empower them. So we need your answer.
Yes, the women of my country is very strong. I am the researcher in the. I make research in my house. I outhouse. I help the people. Don't carry about it. I can't make anything outside, and but not for in I'm working outside, no problem. That is one person is carry for shoulders. That is no problem. That is a very strong woman in my country. That is.
So the women in your country is strong, yeah. I think it's similar. It's same with the women in our country.
In this time, especially in this time.
Indonesian women also strong, yeah, especially in Boyo Imandan.
It's very hard.
Yeah. The lecture of the lecture of University Al Azhar also strong women. Yeah, maybe I want to hear the other panelists to give some answer for the question. Yeah, maybe Philippines, Bangladesh, Pakistan has a different ways, a different answer. I wanna hear the opinion from Afros Tina. Are you still here? Are you still join with us?
Hello.
Yeah. Where are you? Mrs. Afros Tina? Do you still join with us? I think it's really a wonderful or amazing question. Yeah.
Ada prosa.
I don't listen.
Yeah. What about
Good.
Hello. Gomati Hapsa, Gomati. Madam Gomati.
Yeah,
Gomati.
Where is you? Madam Gomati, where are you? Are you still here? Are you still join with us? We need your answer, yeah, to answer the question from participant. Maybe it's different, yeah, with India and also from Philippines, it's different ways, maybe.
Well, hello.
Who speak now?
Yes.
Dr. Alexis and Enriquez?
Yeah, we are also strong here. Yes. In all occupations, there are no stereotyping. Women can enter any occupation occupation they love to, provided they are into the right um, competencies and the right standards. They follow the standards. Okay. So all occupations, you could see women, all right?
All
Yeah,
occupation.
tricycle driver, you could see women. Yes, tricycle driver. You also have the on constructions. You also see women. Yes, women are really very very empowered here. In my school alone, we may have the key officials, male key officials, but we have middle um, middlemen as dominated by women. Chairpersons, deans, we have women, and actually all sorts, all right? You could see women. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, the question to Mrs. Ikra Akram.
Yeah, I am here.
I have one question for you. How to empower women in economy aspect? How to empower women in economy aspect? It's clear. Hello. Hello. Yeah. This
The question is not.
Ikra Akram from Pakistan. So, where are you? Or maybe unstable connecting. Next. Okay. We will go to the next panel.
Your question is not audible to me.
Pardon? You can hear me? Mrs. Ikra Akram? Yeah. How to empower women in economy?
Yes.
There is trouble. Mrs. Ikra Akram, I hear me? My voice is clear?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're waiting. Excuse me, Mrs. Ikra, you want to answer the question?
Yes,
You
yes.
will?
I am here. Yes,
Okay.
yes, I am here.
Okay, okay, yeah. Time is yours, yeah. We will answer the question in the second. In the second. Yep, I will present the panelists from Philippines. I would like to present who would like to present their idea. Dr. Alexis Arisabel Enriquez EDD from Abra State Institute of Sciences and Technology, Benguet Campus, Benguet Abra, Philippines. Time is your ma'am. Strong woman.
Okay.
Wait, your audio is interrupted. Your audio is interrupted. I was unable to hear your question clearly. Can you repeat your question?
Excuse me, Miss Ikra, you can answer the question after the session, yeah, the session presentation. Yeah, because Mrs. Alexis Rodriguez, yeah.
Sure.
After that. Okay.
Sure, no issue, no issue.
Pardon?
No issue. Sure.
Also, you want?
I will after
Okay.
this.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Yes. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Hello.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. All right.
You
So,
are audible to us.
yeah, thank you so much. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank, of course, my doctor friend, Dr. Mutmaina, together with Dr. Andy, who had been very patiently tagging me along with their academic endeavors abroad. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Matmaina, and of course to the organizers of this
Welcome, Prof.
very for this a very, very wonderful conference, shall I say, about women, about us. All right. So I chose this topic, women empowerment and resiliency amidst crisis, because we do not only see women so importantly in any aspect in digitization, in digital era, but in all aspects of our own lives. They must be role models of these ladies which I researched. So it's my presentation is titled "Women Empowerment and Resiliency Amidst Crisis: A Recount of their respective experiences." Because I know that we women, even men, we include the men who would really need to benchmark on attitudes, on perceptions, on dispositions, most probably, yeah, on women. So I would give you a 10 or 9 experiences of these women, all right? So Let me give you this. All right, let us try to have a recount, have a freshen up ourselves with what is really women empowerment. So I got this from HEVOS of 1968. According to HEVOS, women empowerment is what every human being needs. This is the right to live in freedom and dignity. And women empowerment is also a disposition in where women would need to believe on what they want, on what they aspire, on what they need, on a conviction of who they are. So women empowerment is also some kind of a voice of our opinions or of their own opinions. And also, women empowerment challenges governments and influences the established order. What does UN say about women empowerment? If we would try to take a look at UN Sustainable Development Goal of 2030, the women empowerment belongs to goal number 5. All right. So what does this sustainable development talk about women empowerment? First, it's a fundamental, it's a very basic human right because it draws to peace, all right, or peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. And over the last decades, according to UN, women were refrained or prohibited from school, from entry to school. And they also experienced early and arranged marriage. So thereby, not anymore enjoying their own lives because they were forced to come up with this early or arranged marriages. And there is also, this is very rampant before with gender inequality, right? Discriminatory laws, norms remain pervasive, underrepresented at all levels, political leadership, sexual violence by an intimate partner. So this has been in the news. Pandemic, as of now, all right, there are also some experiences by women and there are inequalities, right, for women and girls across every sphere, from health to economy, security to social protection. Okay. Another point, still on pandemic, women, most of the women are acting or had acted or will still act as frontline, all right, healthcare workers, women's unpaid care work, harder hit by the economic impacts. And women work in insecure labor markets that nearly 60% work in informal economy and puts them at greater risk into poverty. There would also be increase in violence on women, and also many women are trapped at home with their abusers, struggling to access services that are suffering from cuts and restrictions. That is according to UN in as far as pandemic is concerned. And emerging data shows that violence against women and girls, domestic violence, has really intensified and also increased. Okay, so I would like to give you the first model. For me, these are models of strength, good dispositions, all right, courage, and all. Let us start with Lema. Lema is awarded as a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. During the Liberian Civil, Lema was just 17 years old. That in the course of the conflict, she became a social worker and trauma counselor, and she works with former child soldiers. She never lost hope for a peaceful future and believed in the power of women's solidarity to broker lasting peace and security. That with her own leadership, in her own right, Liberian women formed a non-violent movement that brought together Christian and Muslim women. And in 2003, she played a very pivotal role, a very important role in ending Liberia civil war. So this is Lema Chibowi, okay, the first model of all women. Second, uh, oh, okay, sorry. Okay, our second model is a woman with disability. As you could see, her physique, right? But she became a local counselor and made sure that she works to ensure that all parts of her community are accessible to everyone. So this is Elena Cruzmary, a local counselor, all right? The third is a Pakistani. I'm sure some of our participants maybe know her, right? That at 10 years old, she experienced this certain group, the Taliban, wherein her community was forced to adjust to new normal, and that is all cultural activities were prohibited. Girls were banned from going to school, but Malala Yousafzai did not give up. She started speaking up for girls' right to education, though she suffered from the Taliban and forced to leave her home persisted. At 15 years old, she was gunned down by this group, but she recovered and picked up her own activism that in 2013, she appealed to the UN to come together and fight for every girl's right to education. So she focused more on education of Pakistan, right? So this is Malala. Next is a player, a sporty, right? Martha Vieira da Silva, a UN Women Goodwill Ambassador. She plays soccer when she was just 7 years old, but she was bashed. But her bashing by this group of men did not pave her to be on stage. The only girl who played was repeatedly told soccer was for boys and that she wasn't good enough. But that did not stop her. That in some time in her life, she plays professional soccer on the global stage, best FIFA women's player, and an icon now and role model for girls around the globe. This is Marta on soccer. Okay. Another one. Okay, so we have Noor Nahar. She became a mentor to fellow refugees that for 30 years Bangladesh has been hosting Rohingya refugees from Myanmar with a lot of number, 859,161, wherein most of the refugees were women and girls. Noor Nahar is one of the women who found the strength to cope with the crisis through women's solidarity. He left Myanmar at 7 years old and grew up in the refugee camp. So right now, she works as a mentor to newly arriving Rohingya women refugees as part of UN Women's supported program. So Noor Nahar, a mentor to her fellow refugees. Okay. Next woman is Eleanor Roosevelt. She was appointed as a delegate to the United Nations General Assembly and the very first chairperson of the Commission on Human Rights and drafted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That during the inaugural session of the UN General Assembly in 1946, Roosevelt said that there was an open letter to the women of the world, urging the world to involve women in the international efforts to build a better, peaceful future for all. So this is Eleanor Roosevelt. Next woman is, let's go to medicine, to Europe, especially now, all right, women are isolated in as far as innovations are concerned. The world needs science and science needs women whose contributions are vital in life-saving research. So we have two, a pharmaceutical chemist she found a drug to treat malaria from traditional Chinese medicine. And the first human subject of her discovery of artemisinin. This is the compound that quickly reduces the number of plasmodium parasites in the blood of patients with malaria. And her discovery had saved millions and millions of lives. So in medicine, we have two UU, Nobel laureate in physiology or medicine. All right, so we have here an artist. How did she become an artist? Why is she familiar right now? Why is she popular right now? Was born in Mexico in 1907, and Frida, has endured many hardships throughout her life that confined her a lot of months to bed. So at 18, she met a bus accident that had dislocated her spine and that she isolated herself on bed and conformed herself in her room. But that did not pave a way for depression and all that. She found herself in love to painting. So she had to stay in the hospital for weeks. And when she went back home for further recovery, she could not leave her bed for months and could hardly move with the full body cast. So she started painting from her bed. So from this pain that she had suffered for months, that did not deprive her to discover herself. All right, she is an artist and she is a painter. So despite many more surgeries and treatment attempts, the chronic pain never went away and brought a lot of psychological pain with it. From the accident that changed her life, including 3 miscarriages. Okay, so you could just imagine, some of us are mothers, so if you experience miscarriage of one, it will really be painful on our part. How much more on her, Frida, on her part, that she had 3 miscarriages and a divorce. Okay, depression, but that did not stop her from being who she is, from discovering what else she can do. She continued to paint as a form of self-therapy. She painted to fight back, cope, and express herself. Frida Kahlo, right, is a woman of integrity, a woman, an artist, and really a person that any woman could really be a model of, right? Could love and appreciate. Okay. We also have here another, right, woman with disability that at 13 she lost. Nargis lost her eyesight, but didn't give up her studies. She graduated from university and she has discovered ways to support students with disabilities as well. So Nargis uses her own experiences in overcoming physical challenges to inspire other students, other colleagues, and other friends to do as well. That being blind, being with a disability should not really hinder anyone to perform who she is. She's a beneficiary of the Cash for Work project implemented by Women's Affairs Center as part of UN Women's Protection. So this is Nargis Muhaisan. Our last woman, right? I made her the last one, right? Chincher Iyo. I hope I was able to mention her beautiful name right. An author and an activist. She's from Nigeria and has survived not only one sexual assault, but multiple sexual assaults throughout her life. She was able to decide for herself to speak up, right? I know it's too hard, but she was able to make it and initiated Sexual Offenses Awareness and Victims Rehabilitation Initiative, whose objective is to protect young girls and support survivors by establishing safe spaces in schools and by training families, teachers, and traditional and community leaders so that they themselves would understand sexual violence is a crime and learn on how to protect children in their respective communities. Ginger has experienced multiple sexual assaults, but standing with her own right, a woman of a dignity, integrity, and disposition. So with all of this, I myself could conclude that as a woman, we could develop resiliency, all right, with having this, keeping hope alive, finding strength in the community or with our peers, with our friends, by simply not giving up, regardless of what we have, regardless of the challenges invoked by persons we love, challenges invoked by members of our family, challenges invoked or given to us by anyone we love. We should not give up. Sticking together with all the members of the family, with your friends, with your kids, with your children, which I did, right? And of course, fighting discrimination anywhere, right? Building back better, find solutions. We should not only be standing just in a corner and cry the whole day throughout our lives. We should raise up, wake up, and find solutions to any problem that we may encounter. Using a creative outlet, just like one who's painter, soccer, we could also be creative in any way that we can, right? Overcoming the odds, sharing strength by speaking out to with whom? Someone we trust. We could start with at home, with our kids, with any member of our family. This is the last because this is one thing that we should really have to do in times of trouble, sharing strength by speaking out, right? So in conclusion, I was able to get this. I know this would epitomize in any endeavor which we as women should really have to embrace. There's no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise. So with that, thank you so much. I hope that you were able to gain something from this 15-minute or 20-minute sharing with you. This is Dr. Alexis A. Enriquez from the Philippines, from the Abra State Institute of Sciences and Technology, soon to be the only university in my province. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, and thank you for listening. This is Agyamanak Tiadu, meaning in my language, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prof, for your
Yes.
presentation. And also we are going to, hi Prof, because the moderator have a problem with the connection. So the floor, I handle this meeting right now. And then I will, who is the keynote right now? Maybe Prof Gada. How are you, Prof? Prof Gada, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Prof Gada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Prof. This is time for you. The floor for you. You can presenting your paper, your topic now, Prof. Thank you, Prof. The floor is you.
Okay. Okay, I'll speak about Egyptian National Council for Women rule for empowering women in the digital era. First, we have to ask, are Egyptian women empowered? What have Egyptian women achieved? What challenges have they faced? And what can be done to further empower them? Okay, ever since 2011, the government has been celebrating Egyptian women's achievements and pointing out the prominent examples of empowered women in ministerial positions, in parliament, and as judges. Although this may be true for a handful of women who have managed to make it work, achieve an ideal life-work balance, and get their names mentioned in the newsreel often enough, it is not the case of the majority of women in Egypt. Several international indexes and rankings exist that look into the degree of gender equality and inequality worldwide. In the Global Gender Gap Index for 2070, an index developed by the world, prepared by the World Economic Forum to measure gender inequality gaps. We find that Egypt ranks 134 out of 144 countries worldwide. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Social Institution and Gender 2014 Index that measures gender-based discrimination in social institutions shows that Egypt was among worst countries for discrimination against women. Okay, in 2016, UNDP Gender Inequality Index measures gender inequalities in three important aspects of human development: reproductive health, empowerment, and economic status. It ranks Egypt 135 out of 159 countries. What may improve Egypt ranking is the current percentage of women occupying seats in parliament, which as of 2016 has risen to 4% from earlier levels of 2%. Okay, now let's speak about the National Council for Women. National Council for Women was established in 2000. Its aim is to promote women's place and empower her to be able to do her role effectively in her community, as well as keeping the national heritage and the Egyptian personality. Here you can see the photo of Dr. Maya Morsi, National Council for Women President. Okay, 2017 as the Year of Egyptian Woman. The launch of 2017 as the Year of Egyptian Woman is an idea that was agreed upon and adopted by President Sisi. The Egyptian president declared the year 2017 as the Year of the Egyptian Woman, and the Egyptian National Council of Women, the only government body dedicated only to addressing women's issues, has declared repeated achievements for women in Egypt. It could be surely said that Egyptian women in the era of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has received significant attention, and this was manifested in the first speech of the president after winning the presidential elections, when he promised that women shall have a role in political life and a fair share in the House of Representatives, and that obstacles facing her in the executive posts shall be overcome. One of the famous campaigns by the National Council for Women is the تاء مربوطة campaign. The تاء مربوطة campaign is the secret of your power as a woman. It It is an example of the latest achievements by the National Council for Women, include the STEM Marbuta campaign, which has reached roughly 60 million Egyptians and aim to raise awareness about the importance of women's participation in all aspects of life. Achievements also include the preparation of Egypt National Women's Strategy 2030 to be associated with Egypt National Sustainable Development Strategy. Towards employment and equality. The Egyptian National Women's Strategy 2030 sees that by 2030, Egyptian women will become active contributors to the achievement of sustainable development in a nation that guarantees their legal rights, ensures their full protection, and provides without perception political, social, and economic opportunities that enable them to develop their capacities and achieve their full potential. The published strategy available on the National Council for Women website clearly identifies that four main pillars for women's empowerment and divides them into clear objectives. Each objective has matching clear key performance indicators showing the current value and the targeted value in 2030. Additionally, a list of needed intervention and strategies show how each of the National Council for Women overall goals can be achieved. For women parliamentarians, since the uprising began on January 2011, Egypt has gone through a very stormy political period. This is not surprising, as many Egyptian women have limited confidence in their abilities as well as in the abilities of other women to be effective parliamentarians. In an earlier study on Egyptian women participation in the 2012 election, among those who reported that there were women candidates in their district, just 41% said that they have voted for them. This means that women didn't automatically vote for female candidates. Historically, women have not had strong representation in the Egyptian parliament. Over the years, quotas to encourage their participation have been founded, stopped, and reinstated. However, in the 2015 parliament, a quota was once again reinstated, and in 2015 parliamentary elections, women reached their historical high in terms of numerical representation, accounting for 40.9% of the total available seats. Okay, for Egypt's rapid response to women's situation during COVID-19 pandemic. Egypt is the first country in the Middle East region and the west of Asia to execute efforts and take the needed procedures to support women during COVID-19 pandemic as mentioned in the United Nations report. Egypt is the only country in the Middle East region and the west of Asia, as Dr. Maya Morsi mentioned, that takes the overall procedures in three fields to support women in economical protection for women, unpaid health care, combating violence against women. So the National Council for Women announced the issuance of the first edition of the Women Policy Tracker that monitors the policies and measures responding to the needs of women, which were taken by the Egyptian government during the efforts to contain the spread of the COVID-19. National Council for Women monitors all policies and procedures taken by the government responsive to the needs of Egyptian women, designing an easier tool that can be used as reference by decision makers for more collaborative vision on means of moving forward, as well as documenting the coordinated efforts for the government and reflecting on those policies with supporting programs. National Council for Women President indicates that Egyptian government has worked since the beginning to take strict measures and policies to contain and control the spread of the new COVID-19. The National Council for Women also has presented a policy paper responding to the proposed need of women for the government to counter the outbreak of the COVID-19 and will work with various government partners to support the development and the implementation of justification and response policies to ensure the protection of women and girls. How National Council for Women use technology to empower women in the digital era. The National Council for Women relied on Zoom application to give sessions to empower women in many fields such as health field, for example, awareness session on breast cancer, disabled women awareness on election participation, and some other programs for disabled women, promoting women's leadership in peace and security, project management for rural women, crisis management, environmental awareness, supporting cognitive building for women and child issues. Okay, they have also online training and workshop. For example, the National Council for Women released a series of training courses and workshops on financial education for women and girls in cooperation with International Labour Organization to enable women to start and manage their own business as a way of financial empowerment. Also, there is the initiative of our mental health is a priority. In times of worrying and stress like current times, we need to think about how to make ourselves happy. So the National Council of Women released a series of videos as a part of the initiative Our Mental Health is a Priority that aims at supporting women's mental health and raising awareness about mental health in general, especially during crisis, with the aim of the understanding the impact of current situation on our mental health, women and men, and the steps that we need to take to overcome this crisis safely. Also, we have the initiative of She Leads to empower technical education girls through developing their personal abilities and professional skills to be able to make changes in their society and contribute in the national economy. National Council for Women believes in the abilities of technical education girls and the future roles they can play in their society, as the technical education is a very important part in Egypt's education system. Also, girls in leadership roles. This is an initiative that National Council for Women cooperated with Social Solidarity Ministry to implement this initiative to enable each girl to be a leader for one day, which will help girls to dream, to reach to their success and raise the ceiling of their dreams to reach to leadership places. It gives the girls the needed experience to solve problems and decision making. Also, Cairo Safe City and Safe Public Places, this initiative is the effort exerted within the Cairo Safe City and Safe Public Places program to create safe public spaces and empower women economically. And in partnership with UN Women and USAID, it's set to be the first market in Egypt to be redesigned and upgraded using participatory approach and gender responsive approach to create a safe and empowering space for women, vendors, and customers. prioritizing women's economic empowerment and the prevention of violence against women. Women vendors received financial literacy training to benefit their business, as well as awareness-raising sessions on various topics. Currently, efforts are exerted to provide women vendors with micro loans and link them to the wholesale market to increase their profit. Egyptian women's participation in public life. National Council for Women cooperated with Social Solidarity Ministry to implement the initiative to enable each girl to be a leader. Also, women's social empowerment. National Council for Women cooperates with CARE International to implement women's social empowerment program to enable women to evaluate the self-image and to make decisions. Here is men's merging in combating violence against women. National Council for Women cooperates with CARE International to implement men's merging in combating violence against women by letting them recognize the origins and the effects of violence. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the great idea. Okay, we go to the next speakers is Dr. Rasha. Time is yours, Miss.
Hello. Hello, I am here.
Okay, time is yours, Miss.
Thanks a lot. How are you? Okay, thanks a lot for being with you today, and thanks a lot to Dr. Mutmainna. How are you? Miss you so much. And let's start. Okay, women, empowerment of women. And okay, there is something wrong. Okay. I'll share the screen, just a minute. Okay. Well, women empowerment today, and first of all, what is women empowerment? And World Bank says that empowerment is the process of increasing the capacity of individuals or groups to make choices and to transform those choices into desired action and outcomes. Definition of empowerment is a process of increasing the authority and responsibility of individuals or groups to make choices and to transform those choices to desired action and outcomes, as we said before. What about women empowerment? A women's empowerment has 5 components, by the way. Women's sense of self-worth, their right to have and to determine choices, their right to have access to opportunities and resources, their right to have the power to control their own lives, both within and outside the home, and their ability to influence the direction of social change to create a more just social and economic order, nationally and internationally. So, women empowerment refers to increasing the spiritual, political, social, educational, gender, or economic strength of individual and communities of women. What is women empowerment or gender empowerment? As we said before that, it is the process and the outcome of the process by which women challenge gender-based discrimination against women, men in all the institution and the structure of society. What will be crimes against women? The first one, domestic violence and acid throwing, dowry, female infanticide and sex selective abortion, rape, sexual harassment, trafficking, family planning, sex ratio, sanitations. Okay, and if there are levels of empowerment, for sure, levels of empowerment for women, we have welfare, access, conscientization, and participation. Facilitation factors for women empowerment. The first one will be existence of women organization, and I think that this is exists all over the world. Availability of support system, availability of women specific, availability of funds, feminist leadership, networking, favorable media coverage, and favorable policy climate. Constituting factors for women's empowerment, heavy workload of women, isolation of women from each other, illiteracy, traditional views limit participation, there is no fund, disagreements, conflicts among women's group, structural adjustment policies, negative and sensational coverage of media. Advantage of women's empowerment. Next generation will be empowered because of her. If women will be empowered, she will not be a burden on anyone. Financial burden of women can be shared with her support. Also, family can be more strong because of both working hands. When financial problems will be shared, then result of conflict. Rights of women. The right to work as a human being, the right to the same employment opportunities, sorry, including application of the same criteria for selection, also the right to free choice of profession and employment, the right to promotion, job security, and all benefits and conditions of service, and right to receive vocational training and retraining. Also, women have the right to equal remuneration, the right of social security, as well as the right to paid leave, the right to protection of health and to safety. Empowerment of women. In the economic empowerment of women, poverty eradications by offering them a range of economic and social options along with necessary support measures to enhance their capabilities. Also, we have women and economy. Their contribution to socio-economic development as producers and workers will be recognized in the formal and informal sectors, including home-based workers, and appropriate policies relating to employment and to their working conditions should be drawn up. Globalization, benefits of the growing global economy has been unevenly distributed, leading to wider economic disparities, the feminization of poverty, increased gender inequity through often deteriorating women condition and unsafe working environment. Women and industry also comprehensive support in terms of labor legislation, social security, and other support services to participate in various industrial sectors. Need for women empowerment. Educational problem society, we also have low confidence, a lack of unity, traditional barriers, poverty, and ignorance. According to a journal of victim who suffer abuse, this is in statistics, we say that men just only suffer from 10% and women 90%. Women 44% of women slapped, kicked, and beaten. We also 75% battered women tried to commit suicide. 77% men felt their masculinity threatened if their wives didn't listen to them, and 55% women perceive violence as normal part of their marriage. Women or empowerment, girl, women, we have social empowerment of women, and this is related to education for women, equal access to education as men and boys, healthcare for women, participation of women in development of science and technology, and political empowerment, recognizing that education and training to acknowledge and accept the glaring gender-based pays, empowering women by increasing awareness regarding the right of an employee, work on the communication skills of women, encouraging and supporting women entrepreneurs to develop marketable models of enterprise. Also planning educational and training modules for motivating women to take up self-empowerment programs, educating and training women to gainfully engage in markets and institutions, publicizing the central role of women in the national economics and celebrating the success stories of women, entrepreneurship and women professionalism in every field, gender training and sensations of the current structures of the society represented by the government, non-governmental bodies, and private enterprises. Improving the flow and access of credit and finance for women through financial institutions for female entrepreneurs at the governmental and non-governmental levels. The access of credit to be financed through a collateral for loans, building and strengthening networks where women come together from different nations and regions for common goal economic empowerment of women. Also, we have cultural empowerment of women, and there should be a change in the mindset of society on a fundamental level. Cultural empowerment as such can be achieved only when women are treated as a human being first and foremost. Women in difficulties, we have that fighting against violence and discrimination, as we said before, rights of the girl, child, and mass media. Values or speciality of an empowerment of women, improved in personal knowledge, explore and trust own thought and emotion, desire and experiences. Women should recognize positive and negative characteristics of her. She should set goals and work toward them. She should know about positive value assertion, know self through own creative work. Credit self for her thought, feelings, and action. Self-defining. She should create her own definition of herself rather than accept others' definition of her. Views herself as a complete human person, has the courage to try non-traditional behaviors. She defines herself as a complete, whole human person, not a helpmate to man, a mother, a housewife, or server of others' needs. Personal power. Personally strong not from dominating others, but from their love, trust, and faith in themselves and other women. It involves being active, assertive, and skillful. Don't require support from men to survive. Self-governing and positive self-image. Authenticity, we should be honest without shame, ignore criticism if you are doing something you enjoy, acting on own values, desire, emotion, needs, Capabilities to do something positively. Creativity. Women should have the ability to increase diversity in one thinking, struggle for authenticity through personal creativity, a balance of power, conflict, competition, and success in new ways. Especially important is using anger creativity. Makes choices and decisions based on knowledge of alternatives, leads to concrete creative action, achieving personal freedom and personal identity. Physical strength. Strength, vitality, health, stamina, and fearlessness are needed for women to accomplish their goals. Physical power and physical equality with men are also needed. Equality, the right of women and men to live as free and equal human beings. Equality should exist in all areas of life, such as women's constitutional right as citizen, work, access to wealth. Mutuality in relationship. That is, women are encouraged to choose relationship based on mutual respect, understanding, and cooperating, and therefore fostered mutual growth in is possible. Economic independence. Women must learn to understand economics and how to make money. This will enable us to be financially self-sufficient and therefore economically independent of men. Women independentification to liberate themselves. Women must stop selling out their identities as women by rejecting restrictive gender roles, stereotypes, and by claiming all territories as women's territory. Make own positive identification. Freedom from oppression. Being able to grow and achieve without restrictions in society. This includes freedom of movement, freedom of choices, freedom from fear of male violence, and freedom to express one's ideas and opinions without constraint. Having a political power in society, involved in making decisions shaping society, to exercise their own voice and to have the power to influence the decision being made in society. Women empowerment service by types, as we said that business training women, we have here a business training as at 28%, leadership training as in the red circle, for women. So, what is the way to empower women? We should help them become business leaders, help them to grow more and get better food, help them to get education, and help them to achieve victory against every evil. A Society for Human Development carries out women empowerment program and it's implemented at two levels: attitudinal change process at local level and constitutional reforms and legislation for citizenship for women. A convenience of eliminated of all kinds of discrimination against women and focus the four sectoral area as women's political and two legal empowerment, women's economic and four social empowerment. Without women empowerment, there are no repaid progress in the nation, and women have to realize their basic problem. First, empowerment of women help in raising the standard of the family, and that way all the members of the family get better standards and progress of the nation. Today, women is the root of the nation, so without empowerment of women, the process of the nation is not repaid. The global economy is becoming increasingly dependent upon the ability to effectively produce and use knowledge, and that the competitiveness of a country depends on the knowledge acquisition capacity of its human resource. A status of knowledge in the Arab region distributing signal reveals from the first conference in 2002. While good progress has been made over the last decades in education coverage, more than half of Arab women cannot read or write up till now, by the way. 2/3 of illiterates in the region are women. About 10 million children are out of school, mostly girls. Low and deteriorating quality of education. Only 0.6% of Arab use the internet for knowledge or education. Spending on research and development is 1/7 of the world average. Severe mismatch between education and the labor market. So why should women be empowered to access knowledge? Linkage between women's education and development, investments in girl schooling are effective. Benefits of rising female education, and female education leads to women empowerment. Irrespective of the social and personal gains, women are entitled to equal rights, moral and legal lessons. What will be the case of Egypt? We have female literacy rate as the percentage of male is 63, female primary enrollment as of male 93%, and female preparatory enrollment of males at 91%, female secondary as 94%. Females with higher education more than 15 years is 23%, female in labor force 80%, dropout rate for girl is 300 higher than point. Disparities, however, exist between Egypt different government, with Upper Egypt ranking the lowest in female enrollment as of males, with 82 for primary and 84 secondary school. What will be, or what is the obstacle? The main impediment to knowledge are political, socioeconomic, and cultural. Political impediments: too few women have a public and influential voice in Egypt. A 2% seat in parliament and 5% in Shura Council. Women suffer in the Arab region from unequal citizenship and legal entitlement over evident. Too few women occupy decision-making senior position, whether in government or president of a university. A percentage of female in legislative or managerial staff is 2.5%. Percentage of female in professional or technical staff is 6%. Socioeconomic impediments: women don't have yet an equal access to education and information. Socialization in the Arab world is characterized as overprotective and authoritarian child upbringing, especially for girls. Over controlling children leads to limited risk-taking, sex innovative. Unemployment is much higher for women than for women. For men, early marriage, limitation to travel, and access to labor demands. Characteristics of the Arab economy: employment for women made more difficult in some sectors due to cultural factor, tourism, retail, and etc. Cultural impediments: are women equal to men in their role of education, their children, and what is the weight of women's decision making in the family? Women subordination, patriarchal family structure. Cultural barriers and misinterpretation of religion with respect to knowledge and women's role in society. Behavioral deviation, discouraged, or just to be different. The representation given in the media of the role of women also play important role in cultural impediments. Also, there are some trends which seem to discourage women's public engagement. What needs to be done in this case? The quality of the Egyptian education system needs improvement in order to become more flexible, diversifies, and relevant to the economic and social need of the country, and to be gender sensitive. Women are chief-hidden educators, especially in the Arab world, where many women stay at home. Need to promote the role of mothers in socializing and upbringing children, and in setting the tone of curiosity and critical thinking for their children. need to raise awareness of the true place and role of women in Islam, which is in many instances misrepresented in the media and elsewhere, need to synthesize religious preachers and authorities. There should be a realization that Egyptian women have the role, indeed a responsibility to transform the contemporary Egyptian society. Economic politics fostering more labor intensity, so generating more education and knowledge demanded by women. Transformation tools, illiteracy, irradiations, especially to target governorates with a wide range gap and low enrollment rates. ICT, International Conference for Girls, access to information and knowledge, political empowerment, media, and gender education reform. Conclusion, gender equality and women's empowerment, two sides of the same coin. Institutional changes needed in civil society, the media, political parties, legislations, and the judicial system in order to support women policy agenda to make it. The role of women in the development society is of almost importance. In fact, it is the only thing that determines whether a society is strong and harmonious or other. Women are the backbone of the society. Thanks a lot.
Okay, very nice, Dr. Rasha.
Thanks.
Thank you for the great idea, Dr. Rasha from Egypt. Next, we go to the last keynote speaker. We have Dr. Nur Aini from Universitas Negeri Makassar. Can you hear me, Dr. Nur Aini?
Yeah.
Hello,
Yes.
Dr. Nur Aini?
Can you hear my voice? Hello. Yeah.
Okay, Dr.
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr.
Hello.
Nuraini, yours.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Is it audible? Can you listen to my voice?
Yes, yes.
Clearly?
Audible,
Okay.
audible.
Okay, thank you.
Clear.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank you so much to Dr. Mutmainna, who has invited me as the one of the keynote speaker in this talk. It's such honorable. Thank you so much. Well, so today I would like to present women in education, the pathways of change. So anyway, I'm Dr. Nur Aini. I'm from Universitas Negeri Makassar, Indonesia. Okay. Yes. Digitalization. So it offers a variety of opportunities for female empowerment and for more equal female participation in education, labor markets, financial markets, and entrepreneurship. So currently, digitalization seems to favor female labor force that faces lower risk of being replaced by machines as compared to male labor force. So women's often superior social skills represent the comparative advantage in the digital age. And this is particularly so when social skills are complemented with a higher education and advanced digital literacy. So next is about education and the pathways of change. So of transformation for human beings, education should be by all individuals,
Hello, Dr. Nuraini. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Dr. Nuraini. Maybe there is well.
She got unstable connection. Wait the moment.
Okay, wait. We will wait the moment.
Unstable connection.
Okay, okay. Or what about we go to the part question, Madam Mutmainah? Hello, Dr. Nuraini. Hello. Maybe
Maybe
Dr.
we
Nuraini.
can wait for maybe 2 minutes. Unstable
Okay.
connection. Unstable connection.
Okay. What about we go to the part Q&A, Madam? Question.
Yeah. We
Okay.
need to question and answer.
Okay.
I will call her.
Okay. This question from Mustafa. I don't know the country. Question for Dr. Rasha and Dr. Gada. How to empower women in economy and education. Maybe you can give a great idea to answer this question. Time is your. Maybe we go to the Dr. Gada before. Are you still with us, Dr. Gada? Hello? Or we go to the Dr. Rasha? Hello? Hello? Dr. Gada? Dr. Rasha? Okay, maybe we go to the keynote speaker Ikra Akram. Dr. Ikra Akram, you still with us?
Sorry for my bad connection.
Oh, okay, because Dr. Nuraini come back. You can.
I'm so sorry. Okay, can I continue?
Welcome back, Dr. Nuraini.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry for my really bad connection.
Okay.
I continue. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next. Okay. Education is also considered a vehicle in promoting gender equality in various outcomes. So it has a positive effect. Um, the positive effect of gender equality on growth operates both directly via the expanded numbers of women with the higher levels of education, and indirectly as more educated women devote more resources to promote health, nutrition, and education and help close the gender gaps in these outcomes among their children. Well, according to equal measures, so Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world in Asia. The females, 93.17%. So the country has put in place the number of laws, regulation, and programs that provide support to girls and women. So it is also for education and opportunities for women to have higher education. So next, what do we know about women empowerment? So actually, empowerment is a daunting task. It's a really hard task. This is because of women's empowerment encompasses a multitude of constructs like control of household resources and assets, position in society, decision making, and implementing capability, and so on, which make it difficult to define
Hello, Dr. Nuraini. Maybe the connection is trouble. Hello. Dr. Nuraini.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. Yes.
Okay. Welcome back, Dr. Nuraini.
Yes, I will take the last. I just want to take the last 3 slides actually for today. So I'm so sorry for for the inconvenience. Yeah. All right. This one, the core point actually. Yes.
Continue, sir.
Why should every Indonesian? Okay. The first one is women are given to the opportunity to lead in both the public and private sector, present their gender to open doors for more opportunities and leadership qualities men don't have that can bring Indonesia moving forward. Next, we need smart mothers to raise a smart generation. So when we want to have a smart generation, so a mother should be a need smart and also higher education itself in order to help themselves to bring the generation into an educated generation. So, as the remark statement, I would like to speak to that the families, all of us, we can achieve more. Women are waiting. So get out of your higher education, join the race to contribute to a larger community. We need women to support Indonesian, special and also for the world to moving forward, achieve gender equality, and bring our future children to be okay. As the last for my presentation, feminism is not about making women strong. Women are already strong, so it's about changing the way the world perceives that strengths. I think that's all. I'm so sorry for all the inconvenience today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Dr. Nuraini. Very nice. Thank you for the great idea. Okay, we go to the question part. There are questions from Mustafa. This is for all keynote speaker. Maybe Dr. Nuraini or Dr. Ikra or Dr. Gosmati can answer this question. How to empower women in economy and education? Who will the first? Can answer this question?
I will conclude this question. Yeah, I will conclude this question.
Okay.
In order to empower the women in educational sector, we have to change the digital and social attitude towards the women. We have to change the perception of the people. We have to change their attitudes towards the women education first, and we have to train the minds of the people. We have to train the mindsets of the people. We have to indulge these things into the culture through our curriculum vitae, and we have to redesign existing governmental programs to foster women economic and digital inclusion. In order to help women competence their social skills with higher education and advanced digital skills, we have to provide them high digital skills to opportunize the financial capital and popularize innovative web-based instruments that improve women's entrepreneurship access to financial per capita. And we, through these recommendations, through implementing these recommendations, we can empower our women in education and entrepreneurship also. I think it's the way that we can empower our women in the education and entrepreneurship sectors. Let's see what others say.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ikra. Maybe we go to the Dr. Nuraini or Dr. Gusmati. The question is how to empower women in economy and education. Maybe trouble with the connection. Okay, well, that is the explanation of the material present by our keynote speaker in this international conference webinar. So thank you so much for all keynote speaker. Thank you for Dr. Ikra Akram. Stay with us until the end. Thank you so much. And thank you for all keynote speaker. I'm go to the host for closing this event. Miss Chita?
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Fitra. Okay, that's the end of our event today. We would like to say big thanks to especially for all keynote speaker, committee, to all participants, student, lecturer, teacher, and anyone that has a support and participant in this event. We do hope all of the participants to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook channel. Thank you very much and see you in the next event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the links certificate, we will share in a chat box. So teman-teman bisa langsung klik linknya. Untuk adik-adik mahasiswa, silahkan diklik linknya, diisi dengan benar, terutama perhatikan alamat emailnya ya. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Nur Aini, still with us. Dr. Ikra Akram. Thank you so much.
for all the keynote speaker.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Mutmaina. Thank you so much, the co-host and the host. Thank you so much, you're all. Thank you. I love it.
Good afternoon. We have Sir MD Moni Rujman, Bangladesh. Thank you so much. Stay with us until the end this event. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you so much for Dharmawati SPD MPD. Stay with us. Thank you from India, Pretty M. Ibu Dr. Sri Musdikawati, terima kasih banyak Ibu. Ibu Fatima, thank you so much. Ibu Ruhi Lawati, thank you so much. Ibu Nurul Hidayah, thank you so much. Ibu Masyadia, we have a question Ahmad. Maybe this from Bangladesh or Palestina. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I'm Liv, host. Thank you so much.
warna siwali parli. Be